And again, I would like to thank the Foundation for Saline Area Schools for their generous financial support to Saline Area Schools and the recognition they are giving to former Saline Area School individuals with this program. They say a product is the sum of all its parts. And tonight, I would like to share with you a little about this product by recognizing and thanking people who have been parts of this product. First, my mother, who today would be suspended from the NFL since she, at times, used the yardstick to discipline me. For her competitive nature, to the point that during my senior year of high school football, she informed me that this year she would cheer for my football team when we played her old high school. My father, who showed me dedication. I can never remember him missing a day of work. And the ideal to stand up for what is right. He was a clerk in the IBM Department International Harvester. And the foreman in the shop, rather than look up parts themselves, would call him, and he knew him by heart, and ask for the number of a part. So one day he told him to go blank, go to blank, and look it up themselves. Transferred out the blueprint reading, and 2 weeks later, they brought him back as a supervisor. My high school football coach, Fred Domenico, told me that if I wanted to coach, then get experience playing in college. He went to Ohio State, just dressed for one game. He gave me my first football coaching job at the middle school. A farmer, Art Salister. No, not the quarterback of Michigan High School, but it was his grandfather. He farmed 3,000 acres with 300 sows. That's female mother. Okay. He taught me to work sun up, sun down, baling hay or straw. We stopped just to replace the wire and used to tie the bales, feed the hogs, and eat lunch. And he expected you to know how many pigs each sow had every day. He held you accountable. Then it was off to Northwestern, where things weren't going well, so I talked to Coach Marcigan, and he told me to go back to back. But I'd been there, and that didn't work out. So, he told me to go to a Division III school in Illinois, where one of his former graduate assistants was the head coach. I took his advice, and I played. My college coach, Dr. Ray Leschner, then directed me to EMU as a graduate assistant in football. At Eastern Michigan, I learned what recruiting was all about. And here's an example. We had a meeting early in preseason with the head coach. He told us to send anyone out of the team meeting that we felt couldn't make the team to him, and then we would inform them that they were cut. So, I sent one individual down, and he returned. Afterwards, he wanted to know who sent so-and-so down. I informed him that I did. And he said, "Do you know whose son that is?" I said, "No." He said, "His father is the head of the Detroit Catholic League." So he stayed on the team. Therefore, when a fellow GA of mine, Terry Hurley, left, I went with him to St. Clair Shores Lakeshore High School as an assistant coach. In 1970, that same coach was leaving and going to Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio as the head coach, and asked me to go with him. Interviewed and had a job, but my wife was going to have her first job in August. So I decided to call a former college teammate of mine, Darwin Cook, who was coaching in my school. And he told me that Saline was looking for an assistant, so I decided to apply. Then 2 more coaches influenced my life. Paul Tebow, principal, former coach, who hired me as a teacher. And Clint Corona, athletic director and coach, who hired me as an assistant football coach. men, I will be forever thankful to them for hiring me and also reinforcing my beliefs in integrity, honesty, discipline, and hard work. I take my hat off to all these individuals that I've mentioned, but in particular, these last two men, and thank them for the lessons given and parts that add to the final product. Special thank you to the Saline community, the Saline teachers, parents, the athletes, the assistant coaches, and their families for their support over the years. I would like to thank Jason and Kristen for their kind words and the support of their loved ones. And lastly, but certainly not least, my wife Linda, who has at times raised the family by herself, and still, in 32 years, maybe missed 3 Friday night football games. Thank you very much.